Hey guys, this is a heavy topic. That it's just it's just a lot. But I do want to say one thing. We shouldn't hate on Jesse, okay? If everyone's like, if you're threatening his wife or if you're threatening him, like, you shouldn't do that. That's not okay. That's not. I do not agree with that. That's not okay to do. You can't threaten people. What I can do is just tell the truth. I can say, but we should not threaten his wife or threaten his dog or use whatever and say he should go to here or he should go there. The truth is this: everyone deserves to go to hell. Every single one of us. Every single one of us committed a sin. We are committed. It's like if one person commits a robbery at Walmart and another person commits a heinous kind. They both go to jail. If you commit a sin, you go to jail. I mean, you go to hell. No matter what sin you've done, you could lie one time, you could commit adultery one time, whatever you have done. It's not just abortion, it's anything. We all deserve to go to hell. But Jesus died for our sins. And you may not believe that. You may not be like, well, but the reality is, if God doesn't exist, nothing you're doing right now matters. Everything you're doing right now doesn't matter. There is no right and wrong because there is no moral justice. Who is the justice for what says what's right and what's wrong? And if you say humanity, you're gonna suck. Because humanity, even right now, sex trafficking is okay. Doing that to children, it's okay in a lot of places. Like, America is literally the #1 country for doing those things. You cannot say humanity because we suck. Okay, we all suck. You can see the stuff's going on. Okay, it sucks. Everyone sucks. We all sin. We all deserve to go to hell. So it's just saying that Jesse deserves to go to hell doesn't make any sense. We all do. But if you put your trust in Jesus, that's not gonna happen because his blood is pure. He never sinned in like his 30 years. You sinned every 5 seconds. I sin every 5 seconds. He never sinned one time his whole life, and how he was conceived by the Ruach HaKodesh, by the Son of our Spirit, by God Himself. He didn't conceive like how we did. He was promised, he fulfilled so many messianic prophecies from long ago, and from the Dead Sea Scroll, it was literally founded before Jesus even came on earth, so you can't fake that. And he fits all those descriptions, and what he doesn't fit is he's coming back and he's gonna fulfill them. So we all deserve to go to hell. That's the truth. Not just Jesse, not just me. We all suck, and you can clearly tell this world sucks. We all suck. We all suck. Okay. But I can tell you what's wrong and what's right based on what Jesus has told us, what God has told us, what He told us. And He told us is killing an innocent child is wrong. No matter what the reason is. You cannot say, well, this and that. Because if we justify suffering, I went through so much in my life. I went through PTSD. I went through if I describe to you, you will literally think it's a movie. The things that I went through. I'm like fully dependent on my parents a lot because I have so much PTSD. Do I not deserve to live? Suffering does not equate. Your present suffering does not equate if you should live or not. Yes, this child may have the rest of their life been dependent on you, but that does not mean that you can just kill it. And you can say, well, my wife or this is the fallen world. This is since Adam and Eve. And you must say, well, you can't use God and Jesus. Okay, if there's no God in Jesus, what's good and what's bad? What's good? What is good and what is bad if there is no Jesus? If there is no God? If there is nothing, anything you're doing right now doesn't matter because eventually this whole world will explode and it will be nothing. No history, no nothing. No one will remember anything you did, even like this thing, right? No one cares about it anymore, right? It's like if God and Jesus isn't real, everything you're doing right now does not matter. You might think, well, I'm feeling life, I'm saving the homeless, it doesn't matter. Because eventually the whole world is going to die, right? It's going to get hit by a sun or climate change or something like that. And the whole universe burns up and we all die. So then what's the point? What are you doing now? If there's no God, there is no bad and good. Because you can't justify, you can't say humanity. Because humanity, we always change. Because there's people out there, a lot of people, that say doing things to children is perfectly fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's just another day. That's why God is like, hey, you don't sacrifice your children to Molech. Because people are deprive, and they will do things. Like, I will do things. I do simple things. You do simple things. We all do simple things. But what's wrong is what's so wrong. We can't say because it happens 1,000,000 times a year or whatever. It's all of it is wrong. If you committed murder, which is an innocent child, you committed a murder. That's a murder. That's you can't justify it whatever way. You can say, well, this because of this or because, and that could be any circumstance. It could be because of rape. It could be because of incest. You could have so much reasons, but it is still murder. And even justified murder, right? How David and a lot of people that had justified murder, had righteous murder, but it still affected him. That's why David couldn't build a temple, because it still affects you. Even though you could do it, you could do because it actually, like, say something, your family or something like that, but it still affects you. You can ask cops, you can ask people in the military, say if they're doing it in a justice way, because, not all of it is, but say they are, they're still going to affect you. It is because it is still murder. You're still taking an innocent life that didn't deserve it. You might say, well, because of this and that, we cannot play God. we cannot play that. But I do not agree with people threatening Jesse. That's not cool, okay, guys? We should not threaten him. We should not say he deserves to go to hell, because we all deserve to go to hell. We all do. You, me, I. None of us are more better than the other, okay? It's just the fact that if you're a Christian, you accept Jesus as your Passover. Because Passover, during the Exodus, they needed a Passover lamb for the death to pass over them. And whoever had the blood flows, right? They were saved from death, the last plague, right? And it's like us. If we have Jesus, like in this Hebrew, he describes it. He was our Passover lamb. Even Paul said he was our Passover lamb. If you haven't in your life, no matter what you've done, no matter what you did, you are saved. And that's for everyone. That's not just for you. That's not just for me. You can do the most horrific thing. Okay, and you're like, how could you? Because we all do horrific things. Every single thing we do in our lives, we do horrific things. We sin. When we sin, we are saying F you to God. Every single time we do that. Every single sin. I sin all the time. You sin all the time. We all sin all the time. We all deserve to go to hell. But Jesus said, hey, if you believe in me, you should not perish, but says everlasting life. And that's not hate. That's love. Even though he literally said the world is going to hate him. And the world hates him. Look how every major satanic people wants to target Jesus. Not any other thing. Not any other religion. Not any other thing. But only Jesus. Why is that? Why? Because they know him. Even the demons tremble at his name. They can't believe in him at the same way we can. Or the angels can. Angels can't believe the same way we can. But they still tremble because they know the rank. They know Jesus and God, the creator of the heaven, the creator of the Shemayim, the earth, is the highest of the highest. A Bible is not another fantasy book. A Bible is not another, like, what they do, it's like a moral characteristic. It's not. It's real life. Okay, how many times in the Bible, they're like, oh, Pontius Pilate isn't real, they discover something. Oh, this isn't real, they discover something from the Bible. How many times do we need that to happen? Literally. How many times do we need for Jesus to fulfill a prophecy? Like, that, like, how many times in those books that were written before Jesus was on earth, and even the people that are big at the time literally missed all the signs, and they're like, they literally put him on the stake. He literally had to give his life, get his spirit for us because we suck. Even though he knows the world is gonna hate him, he still gave himself, his only son, for us, the world, which hates him. No other quote God, no other quote deity does that. They say stuff and they do the opposite. Jesus says stuff and he does exactly what he said. He said don't do that, and he doesn't do it. And he fulfills all these things that, like, it's written, like, if you like Isaiah scroll, that was, and you can date that was founded before Jesus was there. Like, how can you fake these things, bro? How can you fake this? Like, come on, we all deserve it, okay? And I'm sorry you're grieving. We all grieve. But look, there's many people that have miscarriages, right? My mom had miscarriages, which included my So, like, I'm like a miracle that Jesus picked me out of all my siblings that passed away, including my twin. People want to have children. They can't have children. You had the chance. You might say, well, you could have been fully dependent. You could have a healthy child, and next thing you know, they might get diagnosed with something. They might have an accident, and they have to be dependent fully. This is the fallen world. We're gonna go through crap. You know that. I know that. We all know that. We're gonna go through crap. We're gonna go through absolute tyrant. Jesus said the more closer he is coming, like the birth pain, it will suck more and more and more. This world will suck more and more. You get it? It's gonna suck more than what you think it is. Until it gets better, until he comes back. You must say, well, it's crazy. Okay, how many signs do you need? How many evidence, as in like, because Bible is evidence, but people don't say evidence. Because other history books is evidence, but apparently Bible isn't. Some arguments, right? But it's like the other things that people are finding, archaeology, different people that we didn't know existed only in the Bible, and they end up existing. How many do we need this? How many do we need it? How many? And what's the harm? What's the harm in just trusting in him? Say he's fake. I'm like, okay, if you don't believe in anything, you're being judged, right? All these other things talk about being judged after you die, and all of them talk about good works and those other things, but truly, none of us can do that, okay? You cannot do how many good things you do. You cannot do any, quote, bad things. We all committed a sin. So it's not just that she deserves to go to hell. I do. You do. Every single one of us, okay? I'm just trying to understand, okay? Because abortion is wrong. It's murder. You cannot say it's not murder. You cannot, and it's not like a dog that's, old age and has, we do so much things that we can't do anything about it. This is a human being that had a chance to live. And you might say, of unfulfilling life or whatever. Who determines that? Because we all go through stuff. There's many people that are severely disabled, or they were perfectly fine, and like I said, they get in an accident and their whole world is upside down. If you knew that, say you knew in like 10 years your child is gonna be crippled, you're gonna be like, well, like, I know it was a tough decision. I'm not saying it was easy, but like, amount of times you see videos, not you guys, amount of times you see videos of a woman be like, I'm gonna have abortion, and they're like just laughing about it. Like, this is modeling sacrificing your child. You're like, everyone's doing abortion. You're sacrificing your child. For what? You can have all these excuses, but at the end of the day, you're sacrificing your child. You cannot say that you're not. You cannot say it's not murder, because it is still murder. And even if people do it in the righteous way, you still feel that effect. Okay, you still feel it because it's still murder. You still took an innocent life. Okay, like, I'm just trying to understand. Like, I don't think people should threaten you. Like, that's not okay. Like, because in the Bible, you can't just do that, You can't just do that. But I could tell you what's wrong. Like, and I was just watching a video with during Daniel and his friend, right? Even though they were like, bow down to this thing, bow down to it now. They're like, no, I'm going to say the right thing, which is, this is wrong. And the consequence, but this is wrong. So that's what I'm saying. Yes, I've been a fan. But guess what? I don't know you guys, but everyone's saying, like, they don't know anything about you. That they're saying that. I'm like, they don't know everything about you. I don't know anything about you. I only know what you show me. And that's only from my lens and my perspective. So I don't know anything about you guys. Okay? They don't know anything about you. So if someone is like, quote, pro-abortion, they're like, you don't have no idea what Jesse went through. You have no idea what they went through. Are you them? Are you the parent that had consensual sex and afterwards found out you're pregnant, and after you found out your child had Down syndrome? No, you didn't go through that, so you wouldn't know that. You're not in their circumstances, so you wouldn't know that. But you can still say, hey, this is wrong. Murder is wrong. That's just a fact. It's wrong, right? It's like, it's wrong, and you can't justify it. And yes, I'm sorry that you felt like you had to make that decision. And you might say using God and Jesus, but that's a positive thing, as in you can be forgiven. And for all the things you've done, I've done things, you've done things, we all have done things, and you can be forgiven. Isn't that a good thing? What if you go to jail because you did something and they're like, you'll never be forgiven, your lifetime in jail? Would you want someone to be like, hey, if you do this, as in if you believe in him, you don't have any jail time? Would you not want that? Would you not want someone to be like, hey, you don't have to pay for those because it's already been paid? Believe in the person that did it. That's the good news. That anyone that believes in him should not perish, because it's everlasting life. That's a positive thing. That's a loving thing. That you don't have to face the consequence of eternal torment. Because eternal is forever. That's forever. And I don't want you guys, and I know that you always talk about, like, you know, not drinking and not doing things and being healthy and wanting to live your life and wanting your parents and your other family to live longer. This is the way. This is the only way. Because this is what, they're eventually going to die. You're eventually going to die. I'm eventually going to die. Or Jesus is going to come back. One of them is going to happen, okay? And there has to be a thing. And say you can live forever. He's still going to come back. And he's still going to come back. So there's going to be a point in time, either die first or he comes back first. Because we don't know the hour which he's coming. That you will be judged for your sins. And that's for all of us. But that's why it's the good news that you don't have to face that. How is that bad? How is that not good? You must say, well, people use it in a bad way. We all suck, my guy. We all suck, okay? We all suck. Christians suck. Non-Christians suck. We all suck, okay? You can clearly tell. You can just look at the Bible. You can clearly tell. It's been going on since, you know, the beginning of time. Where Adam and Eve had literally all the positive things. No bad was happening to them. They were not suffering, and they chose to sin. Right? So suffering doesn't make it so you want to sin more or not sin more. They had everything, and they still sin. We don't have everything, and we still sin. But we do have everything, as in a sense of Jesus died for us. So that is the good news. And you might say, don't use God and Jesus. My God, I don't know what those people were saying, because I haven't. But I'm just saying, what I'm saying is we all sinned. We all have sinned. You did. I know you did. Like, you literally talk about this. I know this things that, like, I know, like, in a sense, in that sense, things you've sinned. I've sinned. You sinned. But you don't, guess what? You don't have to pay for those crimes. Isn't that a good thing? Do you want to pay for them? Do you want to have eternal torment? Because that is what's facing all of us. You might be, and as it took anyone, it might be in, like, La La Land denial and be like, oh, it's fine. But eventually you're going to die. Or he's gonna come back. That's just gonna happen. Like, there is no, you can live forever, but he's gonna come back. So eventually, one of the two things is going to happen. You cannot avoid it. You cannot avoid it. So then you have to choose, because you don't know when. It could be literally right now. It could be 10 million years from now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, because I'm not God, okay? But you have a chance. Every second of your life, he's giving you mercy. He's giving you mercy to believe in, because he wants everyone to believe in him. That's why he's delaying it. That's why he's delaying it. When he's coming back, he wants everyone to believe in him. Because that's what people that do not believe, do not have that blood on him. Because we cannot enter a set apart, Kodesh, holy place. No man has seen, you know, the face of God. He's seen Jesus when he comes in flesh and human. But God, even Moses had to hide behind a rock, and his face was glowing. Because he is still set apart and holy. We are not. So if we cannot enter our gate, we cannot enter in with our good deeds. It's not gonna work. Not gonna work. The only thing since the Old Covenant, or as in the Old Testament, I don't know why I say Old Covenant, Old Testament, it's always been blood sacrifice. Sheep, but it had to happen all the time. And it wasn't really like for a sin thing, as in like it's gonna cover your sin. It was just the fact of it for a constant reminder of what you're doing. You sit like I'm out of animal, like all the time, right? All the time. Every time I had to do festival, every time I had to do this, and he has so many options for different animal, and you couldn't afford an animal. You could do grain if you couldn't do this, because there had to be it. But Jesus is one time because his blood is pure. He is from God because he is God. His blood is pure. He suffered so much for us. He died, and he literally died during Passover, right? Resurrection Day. The Last Supper, that's Passover. He literally died during Passover. John literally calls him, behold the Lamb of Elohim who took away the sin of the world. Even John the Baptist, right? And John, the disciple, in Revelation refers to, Jesus as Lamb. Because he is the lamb, which is our sacrifice. And that is the good news. So that's why I want everyone to believe, including you, Jesse. You probably don't watch this, and it's probably fine. But what you did is wrong. And just because I follow you, I'm not going to be like, no. Because I'm going to stand with what God says. And if God said this is wrong, that's wrong. Hence, like, even recently with the edit, every time I do an edit, I take out bad words. I take out things that are more inappropriate. Because I want to be the truth of that, right? So I want to, even in that way, and I also put, like, Bible verses and be like, hey, guys, he's real. You can have so many things, but, like, I'm sorry, but he is real, okay? And I'm sorry you went through this. But what is wrong is what is wrong. And you might be outraged, like, look at the humanity of these people. Are you joking right now? You killed a child, and we're like, and then you're calling us abortion is wrong. Because it is murder. A child did not deserve that. That's like with anything. You're right. Why is it man doesn't get punished, but the child gets punished to death? We sacrifice our child to Molech, even though you may not think you're doing that. That's what you're doing. That's what anyone's abortion is doing. You're sacrificing your child for what? For what? You must say it might be this, it might be that. You must say, like, a lot of genetic stuff. You must say, you might have all the excuse in the world, okay? And that's fine. I have an excuse for our sin. We all have an excuse for our sin. But what is wrong is what is wrong. It doesn't matter if I followed you for whatever years. Like, the only reason I stick by you in, like, the last few years is because, you know, like, I'm really, you know, like, with the minor escape, like, you know, my DID, I get attached to that. And with my twin and grieving, like, so much attached to it. But I did stop watching your personal thing. Not because I don't like you anymore. Because I couldn't support those things. Like, you know, with, this is getting a whole other thing, but even, like, the movie thing. I know that thing that happened, the movie thing, is real. It talks about in the Bible, it's real. But we really have to be careful with those type of things. With the dream thing, okay? Because, the interpretation only belongs to God. So when I saw that movie thing, I didn't watch the movie, but to trailer more things, I was kind of being distant more towards you guys. Not because I don't like you, it's because it's just not right. It gets into the territories of these other things that it's you know what I'm trying to say. It's like, and those ask someone like, I don't know your life. The people that support you, they don't know your life, because I'm not you. I'm not you. I'm not in your flesh. I haven't lived your life. I'm not you. So even people that support you, that say we have no idea, they have no idea because they don't know you. We know what you put on the internet, where you went through things, and you went through a lot of things, health issues, even your child, different things. Yes, we all know that. But I don't know you. You don't know, these people that support you don't know you. But I can say what is wrong, and what is wrong is killing a child. You might say it's not. I don't know what you would say. I'm just skimming through it, because it's just sad that we think killing a child is fine. For what? Literally, for what? It's not like I'm, like, hating on you. I don't hate you guys. Like, I'm praying that, like, Jesus will show you the way. I'm not hating on you guys. I want everyone. Oh, if you did, even the people that do, like, this info, I want all of you, every single one of you, to be saved. I want you to believe. I'm saying this out of love, because we're all gonna face it, remember? One day the judge is gonna be there, and you're gonna say you have committed these crimes. Who's gonna pay for it? You might say, well, that process doesn't happen. You can believe that, but you can believe that the gravity doesn't exist. It still exists. It doesn't matter what you believe in. What is what is. Your belief system does not change what is fact. Even the demons tremble at his name, like I said. Okay, even demons, they cannot be saved. Tremble at his name, because they know who's in the higher authority. They know the level. They know the big guy. The big guy, God, Jesus, the little spirit. Okay? It might be funny. I don't know. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know why you did it. In a sense of like, you have all these things, but nothing can justify it. And you're like, difficult decision. That's not a difficult. You don't do that. That's the thing. This isn't like a dog that's like have old age and they're dying. This is a child. And you want to say you have no idea. I don't. But I can still tell you what is wrong. Okay? What is wrong is doing this. Killing a child. That's wrong. Whatever reasoning there is, it's still a life. It's still, I'm gonna say, well, it might affect future pregnancies. Yes, but it's still a life. And when you choose to be a parent, when you choose to do that, when you're consenting, even when it's non-consenting, the children, but I'm talking about people that are consenting, there is gonna be a chance. You can even have a healthy pregnancy, and during the pregnancy, you can die. You can literally have a broken pregnancy, and it's a risk that could happen. It's a risk that could happen when you are having a child. And as a parent, you have made that decision. You might say, look, I didn't even make, but you have to be realistic. You can be literally, let's say, you can have a healthy child, and when you're giving birth, you could die because maybe you had an underlying condition that you didn't know about. Right? When you're doing that, and you now have a baby, there's always gonna be risk. Sorry, this might be a YouTube thing. There's always a risk. You could have not chosen to do that, right? You could have not chosen it. No one was forcing you to do that. No one was pulling a gun at you saying, hey, you gotta do this, man. Right? No one did that. You have more support than like any of other people that have Down syndrome. You have family. I'm not saying like that matters, but you do have those things. You had the chance to have a child, and maybe that child, your wife would have miscarried, right? But we don't know. But you chose to do it. There's a difference between choosing to end the life versus letting God do His thing. And if He chose a baby to live, He would live. If He chose the baby to not live, He would have not lived. But I just want everyone to know, Jesus saves that. And that's not unloving. That's the truth. Because one day you will face judgment. And that is just a fact. You can be like, that's not real. I'm going to avoid that. Blah, blah, blah. But it's a fact. It's going to happen. Like, it doesn't matter what you believe in. You can believe it's a nonsense. You can believe it's a joke. You can believe it's kind of maybe real, but like, I'm a good person. No, you're not. We're not a good person. Okay, what are you talking about? You sin. Sin, definition of sin, literally, it's like anything that goes against what He said. And we all do it. Okay, we all do it every single day. Every single day we do it, okay? So we have sin. One time sin covers lifetime. So we're all gonna face that one day. So I pray that you will turn to Him. It's not, and I don't know what role for anyone that's like doing that. What is the harm in that? You must say, well, the LGBT, look, I have LGBT issues. I feel the same, but I know what Jesus said. He said this is right. He's saying in a loving way. If he said to me, if He wrote it, hey, being gay is perfectly fine, then He would have not either wrote it in there, or it would just be a thing, right? But He wrote it in there for a reason that's wrong. Because He's loving. He's like a father. It's like the candy in the store. Like, maybe your child really wants candy, a lot of it. But if you give all the candy, they're going to have a stomach ache. And they're going to puke. And they're going to go to the doctors. They're going to get a teeth thing. We know that. But obviously that child doesn't know that. And we are from that perspective. You might think, how can this thing be that perspective? We're not God. God knows every second of my life, your life, this whole life, the people that was, is, and is, to whoever. In the future, He knows every single person because He's outside of time because He created time. He's outside of it. So He knows every single second of our life. So He knows what is good and what is not. And obviously with the gay thing. And I know I'm like bringing all of it, but I just want to cover, if everyone's like this, I just want to try to cover my best, okay? If you want to live forever, if you want to live forever, I mean, it's really serious. You might be worried about health thing, but that's only gonna go so far, okay? You're eventually either gonna die or he's gonna come back. And there's gonna be judgment. Because he is our judgment. He is our judgment, bro. He is our judgment. Our vengeance is on him. All those bloodshed, all those people getting hurt. He will avenge us. He will avenge us. And whoever doesn't believe in him will be that people to go to eternal. And I don't want you to go to eternal torment. The word eternal, forever and ever and ever and ever. You might think God and whatever, but I feel like you don't realize how much God is affected. It's like when you lose something and then you miss all the quirks. You miss the things that you hated about that person or about that thing or whatever. You're like, it's like with the Star Wars, or like even like I was like all the movies were like hating something and then now they miss it because they don't have it anymore. That's kind of what it's realized, but you can't go back, and those things are just things. The thing about hell, you can't get on. You just enter and you can't go back. So I'm pleading to you guys, like Paul, like everyone, just please look into it. If you think I'm lying, just read it for yourself. Read it for yourself. And I know you probably read it, and you're like, I'm just saying, open yourself to him. You might say, what I did and blah blah blah. You're gonna still keep doing the right thing. Doesn't mean that's gonna be easy, okay? Like the Spider-Man thing, right? So watching like this with the Andrew Garfield, like doing the right thing, keep doing it doesn't mean you're gonna have an easy life. You're just gonna keep doing the right thing. That means going through a lot, but you're gonna keep doing it. And Jesus died for you, so please, guys, anyone, please. Okay, bye. I'm gonna still post some other videos, mostly because I love editing and those type of things. But I do not support the abortion. I don't hate you guys. I don't dislike you guys. I do watch you stuff, plus, like I said, because of the movie and those are things that just reminds me of a lot of other things. But I do pray. I really pray you see Jesus, but I pray that you see what you did was wrong and you can give it to him. We all did a wrong thing. You can give it to him. You can do that. And anyone that's hating on him and be like his wife or whatever people are saying, I have no idea. That's wrong. That's not right. Let's just tell him about the gospel. So everyone about the gospel. Proclaim the gospel to every creature. Everyone. Proclaim it to everyone, to the rooftops. To everyone. That's what you gotta do. That's the good news. You've done something wrong. Okay, Jesus can forgive that. He can forgive. Just give it to him. Okay? Okay, bye, God. Bye.